There was one motel, the Tucumcari Inn. I swear that place looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. We got to stop into the Blue Swallow, and that place was incredible. We got to visit Curios, which is a really cool adobe building shaped like a teepee. To me, that's what Route 66 is, you know, old abandoned cars and old abandoned hotels and gas stations and all these different things, and we get to see it. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to an episode of Ford Era. Today we are in Amarillo, Texas. We're at Cadillac Ranch. This place was made back in 1974 by a bunch of artists known as the Ant Farm. They buried 10 Cadillacs nose deep, and the reason they did it was to kind of make the spirit of Route 66, to show the Americana and all the cool, crazy stuff. So today we're going to be heading from Amarillo down to Tucumcari, and then after Tucumcari we're going to be heading Route 66 all the way to Albuquerque. It's going to be a really fun day. I don't really know what we have in store because I've never run Route 66 this way, so we're going to find out together. Right now we're going to do a little bit of spray painting, have some fun, and see you when we get there. Told you, bro, you gotta grab some. Here, come here, I'll show you how easy it is. I'm not gonna do it because you gotta do it yourself, but you take your fingers, you go right here, and then just pull it back. If your brother helps you or your friend, it'll be a lot easier. Yeah, peel it back. There you go, grab it. That's for you, bro. Take as much as you want. Pulled up here to the RV park, which is the Cadillac Ranch gift shop. I was hoping I could buy a pin or two, but they're still closed. It's kind of early, but this place is really cool. You can still see they have the Second Amendment giant over there. There's 3 Cadillacs here that are not full of graffiti, because right there is a big no graffiti sign. And I'm sure back in 1974, the guys never thought that those would become what they are today, which is unrecognizable. You can barely even tell that they're Cadillacs because it's so thick full of, you know, paint, and people have been destroying it, breaking the windows, stealing parts, stealing doors, all this stuff. But if you look at the mural, this mural really made me sad once I got here, because I realized all those Cadillacs used to be really beautiful, and then, you know, now they became pieces of art, which is really cool, but it's still a little bit sad because I actually like the cars themselves. Figured I had to come point this out to you guys. So if you're thinking that they're just putting Cadillacs on display that you could still drive, I mean, look, this frame rail is literally rusting in half. we were driving by and I saw this really cool town, Vega, so we pulled over to check it out. They have a Magnolia station from 1924. There's also a bunch of really cool murals all over the place. And right here, I thought this was neat. They got a 10 Commandments area, and then behind us is the original courthouse. And all of the stuff in this town was built between 1920 and 1930. So it's really cool. We're gonna just walk around, check everything out, get a bunch of pictures, and come along. Phillips 66 station. So the roof must have got ripped off a while back. That's crazy, they're holding the building up with ratchet straps. All right, guys, we are at the official halfway mark of Route 66. 1,139 miles that way is Chicago. 1,139 miles that way is Santa Monica. We are officially halfway there. This is so exciting. We're in Elaine, Texas. This is the home of Flo from the movie Cars. A lot of the stuff here is based off of her personality. And so we're gonna check out this town. We're gonna walk around a little bit and then we're gonna keep going. We gotta make our way over to Albuquerque tonight. Next stop should be Tucumcari. All right, guys, we are actually in New Mexico. We're a little bit past halfway there. We just made the halfway mark back in Adrian, Texas. And right now we are headed to Russell's Travel Center. We heard that it's got a really cool vibe. It's like a 50s diner. They got a bunch of cool stuff. It's a museum. So we are 3 miles out. And after that, Tucumcari and eventually Albuquerque. We just made it over here to Russell's Travel Center. It's a TA, and this place has a really cool museum inside and a bunch of other stuff. I've never been here, so let's go check it out. All right, guys, figured. I see a little bit of oil underneath. Got to make sure that we're good. So, got my AMSOIL. Let's check, make sure that we're still at a safe level of oil in this thing. See, so we're still safe, but on the lower side is safe. So I'm gonna add a little bit, and then we're gonna keep going. We just got to St. John, New Mexico, and we're gonna kind of drive through here, but I thought it was pretty cool. There's a bunch of Ford trucks sitting outside of this old truck repair place. You got a dent side, a bull nose, some brick noses. Gonna walk around the building and see what's all here, so yeah. Guys, this used to be St. John's Auto Parts. I don't know if they caught fire or if a twister came through. I don't really know what happened. But what I do know is I'm gonna take a selfie real quick because this is kind of cool. We're out here right outside of Tucumcari. We met up with Danny because we were driving down Route 66 and we saw all your amazing Studebakers. And I was like, you know what? I have to pull in.
Have to stop.
This is too cool. I never even knew that Studebaker made pickup trucks.
Oh yeah, and big trucks.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Do you ever have things just happen to you?
Yes.
Well, these just happened to me.
Okay.
I'm not particularly a Studebaker man.
Okay.
I've driven a lot of Studebakers and had good luck with them, but you know, they are outdated. They're, you know,
it's hard to find parts.
Well, there's lots of parts around.
Yeah.
You know,
Gosh.
You know,
These are so beautiful.
yeah.
Look at that Lark. Oh man.
I drove that one quite a few miles, matter of fact. But
that looks like a fun vehicle to cross 66 in. So how did you fall into the Studebakers?
there was a friend of mine, lived in Portales, New Mexico, and when he passed, I didn't know it till he passed, but when they were reading the will, they called me that I was in the will. So I went down there, and he had a log of all of the vehicles that he had. Everyone was numbered. Everyone had a history of where it came from, what he paid for it, on and on and on. And this log or ledger, at the far end, it said Denny's price. And so, anyway, I wound up buying them through the estate, and that's how I wound up with them.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And
so this is your friend's, basically his whole life's work.
right. Well, there was like 30 or 40 more
Okay.
that I have sold, and and
These are the scraps.
I have one Studebaker at the house that I built, and it's a Champion, 6-cylinder, 3-speed, overdrive, new paint, all new interior, new this, new that, good car. And then I have a 1926 Studebaker.
No kidding.
Yeah, at my house. I live in town.
Okay. So do you still sell some of the stuff here, or everything here is a collection?
Well, it's just things that happen to me. The thing of it is, with a Studebaker pickup like this, back in the 60s, the front fenders, the hood, the windshield, the doors, the seats, everything on a pickup is exactly the same as on a car.
Ah.
They just cut it off behind the driver's seat and put a bed on it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh.
Yeah.
I love that it actually has, shape to it. A lot of the beds back then, they were just flat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have seen these cleaned up and painted and all that, and they're nice.
Yeah. That looks super cool.
That one is real rusty,
Yep.
and it has a title. This one is very fixable, but no title. So, anyway, this is one of the few here that I don't have a title for.
I love the bumper sticker. Goat ropers need love too. I guess he used to sell goats.
Yeah. Are you into Chevys?
I'm a big Ford guy, but I appreciate a Chevy.
Well, I have a short bed Chevy pickup around here. That's Silverado, nice truck,
Oh yeah.
and
Man, that thing is honest.
but it's a good clean pickup. Got the title and everything, and
Wow. Oh wow, it still has all of that in there. This is really cool.
it was a one-owner truck. And this is like a Ford. You step on the pedal, it's like flushing a commode. Drinks a lot of gas.
Yes, sir. Back then, the price of gas was so cheap, no one thought about it.
Right.
When you started driving, do you remember the price of gas?
16 cents is the cheapest I ever paid for gas.
16 cents.
16 cents.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yep, 16 cents.
So now we are back inside. So this is like your showroom gift shop, or more hangout space?
I don't have anything here for sale except those license plates, and then these are new clothes that my wife sells.
Oh, very nice.
That's all. None of the stuff is for sale.
I'm sure you've seen Route 66 from the whole peak.
I was raised on Route 66 out west of town. I have seen it when people come through the country. They sell their shoes. They sell everything out of their car. They sell their spare tires or tools. They park on the side of the road and hang a tarp or a blanket on the fence, tie it over to their car, sleep under the tarp, and work on their car, drain the oil out of it, do whatever, fix the car, and then put that same oil back in it,
Yeah.
Yeah. I have seen,
It all.
well, maybe not all, but
lot.
I've seen a lot of it.
Man.
Yeah.
But everything here, I'm sure you have some pretty good memories with. It looks like,
That's my 26 Studebaker.
that looks like that's your beautiful wife.
Yeah, she white and everything. That's my 57 Studebaker that I did.
Gosh, that thing is beautiful. I love that color combo.
Yeah, that's the same combination that I put on this.
Oh, this place is.
You see all the signs up there?
Oh, yeah.
When the pickers was here, they absolutely had to have the signs. And I said, that ain't happening. If I sell you the signs, sell it to you for a quarter, you give me the quarter, tomorrow I spent the quarter and my signs are gone. I'll just keep my signs.
Yeah, you don't need the quarter.
Don't need the quarter.
You have a quarter.
Got a quarter. But there's lots of stuff around.
This is, I love how you laid everything out. This place is really nice. El Camino?
Yeah, that's,
Your buddies?
yeah, he's around there. That's my 56 Chevy.
I love everything, how you have it, you know, curated.
I have people come in here daily wanting to buy the cans and this and that. You see the Xerox can, the gold one?
Oh, yeah.
Right above it, there's a green can,
Yep.
oil can.
Eco Lube?
I had 6 of those,
No way.
and I have sold them anywhere from $350 to $650 per can, and I kept one.
What'd you
know?
pay for them?
Oh, wound up with them in an auction or whatever, don't even remember.
Couple dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome. So most of the things in here you've collected over the last, 30, 40 years.
just since I built this
Oh,
building.
so since 2000.
Yeah. My other shop, I have a lot of stuff in here too. The one that I moved from town out here,
Okay.
I didn't take the welder, I didn't take battery charger, I didn't take any of the tools. I just came out here and started over. So
Wow. What are some of your favorite pieces that you have in here?
that,
The air conditioner?
no,
Oh, I thought you were pointing at the air conditioner. I was like, yeah, those are great.
yeah, it's, the water wasn't turned on.
There you go. Oh man, look at this 56 Bel Air.
Yeah. I bought that car in 1972 for $20.
$20.
$20.
Wow, what were you making a week back in 1972?
Oh, probably $1.80 to maybe $2.50 on a good day. Yeah. But everybody's backyard had an old Chevy in it back then,
Yeah.
and they weren't worth anything, But I found that one and had a good title. No motor, no transmission, no bumpers, just a hull. I put it in my barn at my house, sat there 50 years, brought it out here, took it off the frame, redid everything. My wife did the seats.
Did she? Wow.
It does clear, doesn't it? And it's
Oh,
got air
wow.
conditioning and good cruiser.
It looks like a good cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
This is too cool. So are these some of the original signs that would have been on 66?
Those came off the old 66, not
The new.
this particular 66 here. They came off the old 66 out west of town
How long have you had those?
since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I was probably 17, 18 when we went down the old highway and break them off the post, or they land on the ground, whatever. And then there's all rusted, so cleaned them up, painted them. There they are.
Yesterday we were in Oklahoma. We were in Eric, Oklahoma, and I was visiting with a man named Harley, and he had an Oklahoma sign from 1926, an original, where it says Route 66, Oklahoma.
Oh, really?
And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing. The pickers came through. They offered him a real big number for it, and he said, "I don't need the money."
Yeah, yeah, that's me. My kids can sell them when I'm gone. While I'm here, I'm going to enjoy them.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why you bought it.
So, yeah. But anyway, we try to keep the shop clean. Not real clean right now, but you see all the paint cans?
I do. What's the story behind the paint cans?
Every one of them has bolts, nuts, washers, screws, And if I need a, if I need a nut, I'll come over here, and the ones that say nuts on them, if I don't have it there, I don't have it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have it over there in a bucket somewhere. If they're not here, I just don't have it.
This is a genius way. I've never seen anybody do it like this.
These are primer cans from the paint shop. A buddy of mine had a body shop. He saved all the cans for me.
Here you go.
Slice them down the side, put them up.
That's too cool.
You know, it's just stuff.
All right, guys, so I think we might have seen everything that Danny kind of has to offer over here.
Well,
next time I might have to go check out your house when I'm in town.
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, all right.
Where can people go to take a look at your stuff if they want to come visit?
It's, other than using the numbers on the gate, usually says half a mile east of the KOA.
There you go. Half a mile east of the KOA.
On Route 66. Yeah.
Danny, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you walking us around, taking a look at our rigs, and then showing us some of your stuff.
Yeah, you're sure welcome. You back through, stop by.
I sure will.
I enjoyed looking at your trucks.
How far are we from Tucumcari itself?
2 miles.
We're here. Let's go check everything else out.
Yeah, you're here.
So we ended up not really making much of a long video in Tucumcari. We were just kind of driving through because when we stopped at Danny's, it was so much fun. So we ended up just cruising. And Tucumcari has so many really cool places to come see. I haven't seen this many badass neons and motels anywhere else. There was one motel, the Tucumcari Inn. I swear that place looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. I don't know how long it's been abandoned, but it's got a beautiful sign out front, and then the whole place just looks completely abandoned. The swimming pool is covered in leaves and trees and stuff, and I just find it really cool because to me, that's what Route 66 is, you know, old abandoned cars and old abandoned hotels and gas stations and all these different things, and we get to see it. We got to drive by the Palomino. We got to stop into the Blue Swallow, and that place was incredible. I walked around over there. It gave me such like Disney Cars vibes, and I wish we would have been able to drive through at night because all those neons would be lit up, but it is what it is. We had to make our headway because tonight we're trying to get to Albuquerque. So right now we are on the highway. We took I-40. Route 66 kind of disappears for a little bit. We're going to be, I think the next stop is going to be probably Santa Rosa, New Mexico, and tonight we're going to be ending up in Albuquerque. We got to visit TP Curios, which is a really cool adobe building shaped like a teepee. That's like real, you know, Route 66 vibes. And there were just so many really cool places along the route there in Route 66. Right now, we're cruising in Brownie. We got the vintage air cranked up. It's not even all the way. We only half blast, and this thing is awesome. If we weren't recording right now, I would have the retro sound stereo cranked up. We've been jamming out, listening to some awesome, you know, country music, got a little bit of rock in there. I'm curious, on a road trip, what would you guys be listening to? Drop it down below in the comment section. And right now, I'm gonna kind of crank the music back up. We're gonna enjoy the road in front of us, and I'll see you guys when we get to Santa Rosa. All right, guys, it is, let's see what time it is. Of course, it's 2:10 in the afternoon. So middle of the day, had the AC on, music on, everything was going, we were chilling. And now we're gonna sit here for a little bit. I already know what to do, which is nothing. Yeah, we're 25 miles from where we were supposed to be going. So we're gonna make it there eventually. All right, guys, so last night we had an idea that if this happens, oh shit. Now we're overheating. Good thing we got tons of peak, literally. Huh. This is the first time the truck's overheated at all. Hey, look at that, we're getting new problems. Freak.
It just, nothing, stalled out?
It was the same as it was before. I was running my air conditioning and we were doing like 65. Oof. So I don't really have much of a plan other than we hang out and wait. What was that?
Up the gas cap off?
Gas cap's been off.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Let's just go. All right, guys, it started back up. There's a gas station in like 2 miles or so. So hopefully we could quickly make it to that gas station before any more trouble. It seems like she apparently overheats when I am running this luxurious vintage air setup that we have. So we're not gonna run the VA right now because my truck can't handle the awesomeness of vintage air. All right, we're in the shade. Made it to the gas station. Gonna let this thing cool down and we're gonna fuel up, recharge ourselves, and then figure out a way to get to Albuquerque. And we are headed back on the highway. As you can see, it says Santa Rosa to Tucumcari. We are on the way to Santa Rosa. It's like 25 miles. So the plan is if I can make it that 25 miles, then we could start to cruise again on 66 and relax a little bit. The annoying part is it's 2:43 and we wanted to try to get to Albuquerque by a decent time so we could, you know, have time to sleep and relax and unload and blah, blah, blah. So that's the only annoying part is I really don't want to get there super late. Right now we have about 4 hours if we don't have any issues. So pray for no issues. We made it to Santa Rosa, New Mexico, and I saw this place, the Auto Museum here on Route 66. So I figured let's check it out. We got a really cool 24-hour towing from Bozo's Garage, which is apparently across the street. There's a Dodge there that's like a snowblower truck at one point or something. Car, I guess. I don't know. I'm excited to go inside, see what it is, let the truck cool down a little bit, and let's check it out. So we just walked inside this auto museum, and it's also a Curios shop. So there's a lot of really cool stuff out front. They've got like a 50s style diner, bazettes, and then there's ice cream. I love all of the aesthetics here, but I'm curious to see how the auto museum is. It's right behind this wall here. You can already see some of the motors. Oh, look at this desk. That's super cool. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting all of this back here. Look at everything they got. I don't know what to look at first. The cars or the Memorabilia. Look at this Snickers garbage can. Oh my gosh, I need one of these for my truck, Snickers. That is so cool. So in case you guys are curious, all the weird things you see in my shop are from me walking around and seeing it, and then I'm like, oh, eBay, and I start trying to find it. Look at that sign, the Mother Road Run, I love that. See, these are the types of vibes that we've been actually driving by. This looks just like that Conoco station that we went to in Shamrock. Oh, this is trick. Look at this, guys. So this is I think this was from the 80s. It's a Power Wheels Bigfoot. How sick is that? You got the KC lights on it. It's got a supercharger coming out of the hood. I've been wanting to get one of those for my kids, but I have a feeling if I got one of those, I've never let my kids play with it. Let's just check out some of these cars. Yep, they're my size. Gonna get some socks, because you can't have your awesome New Balances without some awesome socks. Well, it's funny, because like, these are all like illegal copies. So, I'm a big eBay nerd, and I found a company called Pioneer Express back in the 90s. They're the ones that designed this design for the canvas. And every store I go to has the fake copies. Pretty funny. That place was pretty cool. Got me some socks. Truck cooled down. Let's check out what the rest of Santa Rosa has to offer. Got some storms brewing, so it's kind of crazy. Look, storms on that side, blue skies over here. All right. That thing is so cool. It's got the roll bar on it. Oh man. And look at this Cadillac. Wow. Or Chevy, that's a 58. Oh my gosh. This is really cool. Just stopped into the auto parts store. I picked up a 16-pound radiator cut. We didn't put it on yet. I did pick up a little bit of octane booster that we did install, or pour in, I guess, not install. And now we are going to enjoy a real thunderstorm, it looks like. And yeah. So as you guys could see, we are in a real fun storm here in New Mexico. I actually like it because it keeps us going slow, and it keeps my temperatures good because the rain helps cool everything down. So right now we're on I-40, we're headed west. We are 115 miles from Albuquerque. Not too bad overall. Right there to our right is Route 66. And I just figured the truck's starting to act up. Let me try to go on the highway, especially if I can't go really fast because of the rain. So if we have to jump on 66 again, we will. But for now, I'm just gonna keep doing, 40. We'll get there. This is pretty crazy. So obviously the storm's on top of us, but you can see straight in front of us, it's blue skies. So we're almost out of it. So right now we're cruising I-40. As you can see, the storm is over. We got blue skies. Right beside us though is the original Route 66. And that road looks rough. It looks a lot of fun, especially because I'm in a 4x4. I could definitely make it. But that road has seen its better days. And it's just kind of cool that it's still there. And you could technically drive on it if you want to. It's just not so much fun. I mean, if you have an adventure bike, definitely I think you're going to be on there. But it's nice that I-40 is literally running adjacent to it. So right now we're cruising. We got about 100 miles till we get to Albuquerque. We got 60 miles an hour. This thing is chilling. We got the vintage air cranking and our temps are looking good. So just like before, I'm gonna crank up the retro sound and we're gonna start jamming back out. I feel good. I feel really good. All right, guys. So we just pulled up to the Phillips 66 here in Milagrillo, New Mexico, I think it is. And on the highway, the truck was giving me some hesitation. I was able to kind of throttle through it and we made it here a couple more miles. So I figured I'm gonna top off the fuel tank because we think possibly what's happening is maybe the fuel pickup tube is somehow picking up some air. So when it gets air, it puts air in the fuel line. And then when it gets the air in the fuel line, it's trying to shut off. I think I was able to kind of push through the air. I don't know. That's kind of my quick thought, but we don't actually know what's wrong.
Just over 78.
You're right. How are you? I'm Solomon.
Right. That's a nice looking paint job. I paint cars. So
Oh, yeah?
That's a nice looking job.
I appreciate that.
You don't see this kind of decals anymore.
Nope. Back again, popping hoods. Well, at least this time the radiator's not puking, even though we do like peak. Dry, bone dry. What the heck? So we are only like 25 miles from Albuquerque and this thing keeps giving me issues. I haven't recorded every single time we've pulled over, but it's been way more times than it should be. And it's, oh, like right now, truck turned off.
Use the left lane to make a U-turn at North Frontage Road, then take the first right towards Albuquerque.
So right now we're literally coasting in. But we did it. And we made it to a spot in the shade. Success. Still safe. We are back on Route 66 because the curse of Route 66, right? We were on the highway, nothing but trouble, jumping back on here, and we got 19 miles to go. And it's actually gorgeous. Like, driving Route 66 truly is beautiful, and riding on I-40 sucks. So I want to ride on here. It's just we were trying to make up some time and get places, and every time we do that, it slows us down. That's the life lesson I've been saying this whole time. The faster you try to get somewhere, the slower you're gonna get there. And that kind of works across the board. So we're chilling. We're literally almost in Albuquerque. We got Lou behind us. Mike and Dan went ahead because they didn't feel like, you know, hanging out. So they're already at the hotel. And yeah, I made a Facebook post asking if I know anybody in Albuquerque with a lift so we can try to diagnose a few things. I have no idea if we're gonna find one or not, but that might happen. And yeah, this is a perfect time to talk about how A man plans, God laughs. Every time. So from now on, I'm just gonna keep not making any plans. Because I planned on this not having any trouble. You see how that's going. We actually made it to downtown Albuquerque. Our hotel is right there. We're staying at the DoubleTree tonight, and wow. I feel really good because we made it at least to the hotel. Truck always runs really, really good in the mornings. So I'm not so stressed out about when I start leaving. I only get stressed in the afternoons. So tomorrow we got about 237 miles. I'm looking forward to it. Right now we're going to start relaxing. Been a kind of stressful day for the last 3-4 hours. So if you guys can, please like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. I will see you in tomorrow's video when we go from Albuquerque to Holbrook, and eventually we're going to be making it all the way to Santa Monica by Friday. This has been too cool.